What's the one thing we can't resist? Forbidden knowledge.
Don't look. Don't touch. Don't open. Don't open the damn box, Pandora.
But she did. And you would have too. The story of Pandora isn't about some ancient chick who couldn't follow instructions. It's about the raw, unstoppable human drive to know what we're not supposed to know, even when it costs us everything. Today we're cracking open the real truth about Pandora's box, and why her curiosity might be the most human thing about all of us. First things first, it was never actually a box. The Greeks called it a plethos, a large jar. The term Pandora's box comes from a 16th century mistranslation by Erasmus of Rotterdam. But hey, Pandora's jar doesn't have the same punch, so the box stuck. We've all heard the simplified version. Curious woman opens forbidden container, releases all evil into the world, screws humanity forever. Case closed, lesson learned. Don't be nosy, especially if you're a woman, right? But the earliest versions of this myth, from Hesiod's works written around the 8th century BCE, tell us something far more calculating was happening. It starts with Prometheus, the titan who stole fire from the gods and gave it to humans. Zeus was pissed, not just regular pissed, god-level, universe-altering pissed. He needed payback, but not just against Prometheus. Zeus wanted to punish all of humanity for receiving that stolen fire. So Zeus commissioned Hephaestus to mold Pandora from Earth, creating the first human woman as both gift and weapon. Her very name, Pandora, comes from the Greek words pan, meaning all, and doron, meaning gift, the all-gifted one. And man did the gods hook her up. Athena taught her needlework and weaving. Aphrodite bestowed grace and the power to incite desire. Hermes, and this is crucial, granted her a deceitful nature and persuasive speech. The Graces and seasons adorned her with beauty and floral garlands. The result? A deceptively ethereal beauty with flowing platinum waves and a pristine white silken gown that betrayed golden chaos energy glowing from its seams, designed to be irresistible, with wide-eyed innocence masking calculated intent. They engineered her, box and all, as Zeus's perfect revenge. This wasn't a character flaw. Curiosity was her factory setting, installed by the gods themselves. So ask yourself, if you were built specifically to do something, is it really your fault when you do exactly that? The Pandora we meet at the beginning of the myth and the one we leave at the end are fundamentally different beings. One is a divine creation, perfect and untested. The other becomes the mother of human suffering and resilience. When Pandora arrives on Earth as a gift to Epimetheus, Prometheus's brother, she comes with that infamous container. Zeus presents it with one instruction: don't open it. That's it. No explanation, no contains deadly plagues, no will literally destroy everything good about human existence. Just don't open it. Now think about that for a second. Have you ever been told not to do something without being given a reason why? What's the first thing you want to do? Exactly that thing. It's human nature 101. Some versions of the myth suggest Pandora resisted for a while. She knew she wasn't supposed to open it, but day after day, that jar sat there, calling to her. What was inside? Why couldn't she look? Just a peek, what harm could it do? When she finally cracks the lid, everything goes to hell, literally. Out flies disease, hatred, envy, greed, war, famine, all the nasty stuff humanity had never experienced before. The myth describes how these evils scattered across the earth, infecting human existence forever. Pandora slams the lid shut, but it's too late. Everything's escaped, except for one thing. One thing remains in the jar. Hope, elpis in Greek. Small, fragile hope, trapped in the container with nowhere to go. And this is where it gets interesting. Scholars have argued for centuries about why hope remained in the jar. Was it a cruel twist, humanity's only comfort, trapped and inaccessible? Was hope itself considered an evil, giving humans false expectations? Or was it Zeus's one act of mercy, ensuring that no matter how bad things got, humans would always have hope to sustain them? What most people miss is that Pandora's story doesn't end with her mistake. In some versions, she reopens the container, releasing hope to help humanity cope with all the evils she unleashed. That second act of curiosity, rarely mentioned in popular retellings, is just as important as the first. Through Pandora, humans gained not just suffering, but also the capacity to endure it. Before her, we lived in blissful ignorance. After her, we knew pain, but also hope. Knowledge has a price, always has, always will. And here's another detail often overlooked. Pandora married Epimetheus, and they had a daughter named Pyrrha. Later, Pyrrha and her husband Deucalion, Prometheus's son, would survive Zeus's great flood by building an ark, becoming the Greek version of Noah. They'd repopulate the earth by casting stones over their shoulders that transformed into humans. Sound familiar? The parallels between Greek and biblical stories run deep. Just as Pandora has striking similarities to Eve, both the first women of their traditions, both blamed for introducing suffering through curiosity or disobedience, and both representing humanity's complex relationship with knowledge and its consequences. So was Pandora just a scapegoat in Zeus's revenge scheme? The fall girl in a divine setup? Or does she represent something deeper about human nature itself? Our inability to resist the unknown, even when it might destroy us. So why does this matter? Why should we care about some ancient Greek myth about a woman who couldn't keep a lid on things? It matters because Pandora's story isn't just about curiosity, it's about power. Who has it, who doesn't, and how it's wielded. The gods created a no-win scenario. They made Pandora with built-in curiosity by design, gave her a mysterious jar, then punished humanity when she did exactly what they programmed her to do. It's like building a smartphone that explodes if you check your texts, then blaming the user for looking at the screen. But here's the thing. That same curiosity that doomed humanity. It's also our greatest strength. Our need to know, to explore, to push boundaries. It's given us everything from fire, thanks Prometheus, to the internet, from medicine to Mars rovers. Every scientific breakthrough, every new discovery, every innovation started with someone saying, "I wonder what would happen if..." Pandora wasn't weak for opening that jar. She was human. And her story isn't a warning against curiosity. It's a recognition of its power. Knowledge always has consequences, sometimes terrible ones. But would we really want to live without it? Would we choose blissful ignorance over complicated truth? This is why Pandora's story echoes so powerfully through time, finding parallels in traditions worldwide, including Eve's similar journey in Genesis. Both stories wrestle with the same fundamental questions about knowledge, curiosity, and consequence that have defined humanity since we first looked up at the stars and wondered what they were. The ancient Greeks understood something we often forget, that the most powerful human traits cut both ways. Curiosity can damn us and save us, sometimes in the same act. And maybe that's why hope stayed in the jar, because hope is what gives us the courage to keep being curious, even when it hurts, to keep opening containers of knowledge, even after we've been burned. What about you? What containers of knowledge have you opened that you can't close again? And what truths are you still afraid to face? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you want to explore more misunderstood figures from Greek mythology, hit subscribe and the notification bell. Check our video on how Prometheus went from divine thief to humanity's greatest champion, and why the gods feared him more than any titan. Until then, remember what Pandora taught us. Curiosity comes with a price, but a life without questions isn't much of a life at all.